comic book fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Now if no one has any negative comments here, I think I'll just go ahead and get started with the show. First up from Marvel, the pick of the week is The Amazing Spider-Man number 611, written by Joe Kelly and art by Eric Canete. Now we follow this issue of Spider-Man with the appearance of Deadpool. And, you know, if you don't know Joe Kelly, he used to write a little comic called Deadpool. So it's kind of right up his alley. So he's writing both Spider-Man and Deadpool takes a mission from the Craven's family to distract Spider-Man for 1 hour. And so, yeah, well, Peter Parker might seem like he's just going through his day, all normal, like, oh, look, there's the amazing Lady Stiltman. I'll go take care of that. Then Deadpool comes on the scene. And with every superhero, whenever you encounter Deadpool, you're always thinking, okay, he's supposed to be, you know, good, but he's also supposed to be really crazy. Which kind of Deadpool am I going to be dealing with? Well, he deals with the one that's trying to kill him. Well, so we think. He's just distracting him. He's making his life a living hell. They're battling across the city. There's a Blackest Night reference because that's the colors he gets his toes painted. And then we get an editor's note by Jeff Johns, who used to write for the Avengers, saying, yes, I approve this little word bubble. So it's very fun stuff. And then it concludes at the battle at this basketball court with Yo Mama jokes being slung back and forth between both Spider-Man and Deadpool. It was really funny. All this was just to distract Spider-Man as Spider-Woman and Madame Web were captured by the Craven's family. And this, like, the Sinister Six is coming back in full force in these next couple of issues. So it's going to be just fucking amazing when that finally hits. So, good stuff. I laughed heartily. And if you like Deadpool or Spider-Man, this is like the perfect match. Now, on to the Fast Five. First up from DC, we have Booster Gold number 26. Now this is a Blackest Night tie-in, and one of the reasons I got this book was because you got one of the cool rings. Forget it was orange or indigo, either or. I got them both. But this was a nice little start-off issue, or a catch-up issue, for those who weren't really familiar with Booster Gold or the Blue Beetle, aka Ted Kord. How they used to be old buddies back in the Justice League International, and then how Ted got, you know, how it came to his demise. And now that he's back as a Black Lantern, shit's gonna get real. No one can find Booster because he's back at Ted Kord's funeral back in time, you know, just reflecting on how he misses Ted and so forth. Meanwhile, undead Lantern Ted is in the present, destroying and wreaking havoc, looking for Booster. And sure enough, as soon as Booster gets back, he sees Jamie Reyes Blue Beetle versus Ted Kord Blue Beetle, and now Ted's like, oh, Booster buddy, there you are, and you're like, holy shit, what's going to happen now? Alright, is he going to fight his best friend? Tune in next issue to find out. Next up from Marvel is Daredevil number 502. Now, ever since taking over the Hand, Matt's been having some really crazy dreams. He can't really sleep well, and so he's kind of dealing with that. Also, the White Tigress wants to know, like, how could you just kill Master Izo like that? Like, what have you become, Matt? And he looks at Black Tarantula. They look at each other. They, okay, follow us. Master Izo is alive. He has trained his heart to go to, like, you know, make it sound like he's dead. But the whole plan is to kill and destroy the Hand from the inside. So in the meantime, though, Kingpin's trying to bring his forces back up to strength. And then Matt's going after crooked cops at the end of this issue. So it's going to be interesting to see when their paths cross and when the Hand is going to meet their demise, thanks to Matt. Next up from Avatar, we have Supergod number 1. Now this is kind of the last of the trilogy of Warren Ellis with his man-made superheroes, whether it would be Black Summer or No Hero. Well, now you got Supergod. And we go through the introduction of how the superhuman race kind of started in this post-Armageddon world. And how it started with the Brits sending up the astronauts into space. They came back all mutated, and that's how they got their first superhuman. But India, years before, had been creating Krishna, their own superpower being. And this guy's so smart and so advanced that he realizes that overpopulation is a huge control in India. So he does what he can to make peace. He wipes out like a third of his own country. And then Pakistan's launching nukes. He turns them around, sends them straight back. Erects force fields so none of the neighboring countries get blasted. Only Pakistan. And they're like, holy shit. Who else is making their own superhero? Well, so far we got Iran, and we also got the United States. Those pesky Americans, when will they ever learn that they cannot play God? Anyway, if you're looking for something new and you love Warren Ellis's other superhero, black superhero stuff, check this series out. It has the means to be such a great, fantastic series. Next up from DC, we have Green Lantern Corps number 42. Now, you might have heard a lot of talk around the internets this week because of Green Lantern number 42. Mainly because of a significant death at the end. But before we get there, let me just set you up. We have Monk from the Indigo Tribe helping the Green Lantern Corps protect their power battery. And as soon as the Black Lantern battery reaches 100%, their new mission for all Black Lanterns is to destroy the Green Lantern power battery. And so it's like undead hordes trying to lift up this power battery. And what can the Lanterns do? They release the Red Lantern Vice just to kill off some of the numbers because his, lava, magma, fiery plasma breath is really brutal. But he dies because of an Alpha Lantern, because of fucking Alpha Lanterns. They have their own priorities first. Like, no, I don't care if it's for the best. He's bad. He needs to die. Well, he gets overrun, and then he gets his own central power battery taken out. It's cracked. It's like a nuclear bomb that's about to go off. Kyle Rayner goes, I'll take it. I know what to do here. And he saves the Corps, saves the power battery, and takes out all the Black Lanterns by sacrificing himself. I personally have never been a fan of Kyle Rayner, but goddamn did he go out guns a-blazing. So hats off to you, Mr. Tomasi, for making me care once again about a character I really never cared about and giving him the final rest that he deserves. And finally this week for Marvel, we have The Punisher Max number 1. And if you're a fan of the Ellis and Dillon stuff, you're gonna like this series, believe me. While we have Dillon on art, we have Jason Aaron at the writing helm, and he does such a fantastic job making that whole feeling of the Ennis Dillon stuff come back. And it's like updated, and we follow the different families that are sick and tired of the Punisher always, killing them off, doing horrible business for them. So they want to send him on a wild goose chase to keep him busy, and they're going to maybe try to have this figure called the Kingpin, who's the boss of all bosses. And so we'll have Frank go run off and find the Kingpin, and we do our own little dirty dealings. But Frank finds out, where this meeting's being held, and he just goes ahead and pretty much slaughters almost all of them. Well, this one bodyguard by the name of Wilson Fisk, never heard of the guy, saves his boss, and then the plan is hatching. It's going into full effect that he is going to be the supposed Kingpin to keep the Punisher distracted and busy. But something tells me Wilson Fisk has his own little agenda that his boss doesn't know about. But this felt like a Max title. It felt like the Punisher. It's just so satisfying to have one of these stories happening again. And I love Jason Aaron and Steve Dillon's art. It's fantastic. How can you go wrong? Great stuff. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com. From there, you can subscribe to us on the RSS feed, on iTunes, see the reviews, see the weekly book of the month, the weekly book of the month, that makes sense, and follow all my updates on Twitter. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you see me wearing, Iron Fist, Hells yes, motherfucker, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He has an entire catalog of different t-shirts, all available for you. There's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts, and that's Kelly at deadlinegraphics.net. Another huge shout out to my other sponsor, Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. They specialize in the best in U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan, all conveniently located in one styling online website and store location in Mission Valley if you're in the San Diego area. Huge shout out and thanks for being a sponsor. Well, that does it for this episode. Tomorrow, Monday morning, you will be having the Book of the Month episode, which, I know it's a couple days late, but still, mine's better late than never, right? Jonathan Hickman, great stuff. You're going to want to not miss that one. So until then, this has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I've been your host, Cammy. Take it easy. I'm off to watch the Chargers game.